Hi everyone, good morning and welcome to INFINOX Market Insights with me, Richard Perry, analysing markets for INFINOX on Monday the 27th of September. Now markets have started the new trading week relatively risk positive. You've got equity futures that are trading higher, you've got the commodity currencies which are trading positively as well. But this all comes amid uncertainty that is still surrounding the Evergrande situation in China, whether they're going to default on their debt pile and how that affects through major markets as well, but also coming out of the German election as well. Slight victory for the SDP, the Social Democrats, but formation of a government could take months. So that seems to be something that's going to rumble on for a while. Now, with regards to major markets, as I said, you do have this rebound across equities, and that's continuing on from late last week. But how far can that continue, and is it a decisive recovery that's going to take hold? We'll take a look on some of the charts today, but also across how the German election is impacting on the euro. That will be interesting, and also how Fed speakers now are reacted to by markets, because previously they've been the driver of markets. In reaction to how the Federal Reserve is going to be laying out policy. Well, they've laid out policy now, and it seems as though that the markets are fairly solid on how that's going to be moving forward. So maybe Fed speakers don't impact so much anymore. But you do have the ECB's Christine Lagarde today and the Bank of England's Governor Bailey. So they could impact on the euro and sterling. Now, you've also got durable goods for the US expected to come in slightly mixed today, but it'll be interesting to see how that affects on the dollar. Now, with regards to the charts, we're looking at euro dollar on the back of that German election, how the euro is just not really able to gain too much traction. We're also looking at the oil price, which is breaking out. With recovery on risk appetite is really seeing oil burst through higher, but is it a sustainable move? And finally, looking at NASDAQ futures on the rebound. NASDAQ's been a key outperformer, but it's coming up to key resistance area now. So let's have a look at those charts. And on the INFINOX MT5 platform, starting off with the euro dollar, and we can see here that we have still got this ranging move on euro dollar, breaking down below that sort of middle area of the range pivot line around 1750. And it's interesting that we had that kickback against the dollar. Dollar strengthened in the wake of the Federal Reserve last Wednesday, but then on Thursday, that rebound on euro dollar as the dollar unwound some of that move. But that move seems to have just slipped over again. And there is still this negative bias within euro dollar, which would again point towards the strengthening of the dollar. You can see that on the momentum as well. And just looking at the 4-hour chart, you can see that there is that resistance around 1750 that seems to have come in on 3 separate occasions in the past few days, and just once more rolling over. And the 4-hour RSI, again, just struggling. Anytime it gets towards 50, it seems to be a struggle. So just unable to really gain too much traction. I mean, since that German election result, not a great deal, really. Just a marginal slip lower as the European trading session has taken hold today. This is the hourly chart, and you can see that there's nothing really happening on euro dollar at the moment. 1725 initial line of resistance, but I'd still be looking towards, with how this is set up, towards certainly on the daily chart, is I'd say pressure towards these key supports 1685 down to 1665, which are range lows, and I think that is going to continue, and certainly 1750 is a key basis of resistance. Okay, that oil chart, well, we've seen a breakout above 78.40. That was a key move, and I'm going to show you 2 effective flag patterns. You've got this flag initially that you had here with the flagpole and then the flag pennant. Then you can and you measure that higher by just doing that similar flagpole higher, and again that brings you towards $79 area. And there is another flag, you could argue, here a little bit further back, a bigger flag that you can argue there. You do that and then you project that higher, and that brings you towards the 79 to 80 area of resistance. And I think that that is basically around about a target area that you can see for this breakout. You've got the RSI at 69 area, so you're not a million miles off stretched lines. So maybe a little bit of a projection through to 79.80, but again, I'm concerned about whether that can continue higher at this sort of stage. So finally on the NASDAQ futures, NASDAQ in my opinion has been the best performing of the indices, and you can see that the selling pressure actually went a little bit further than I had anticipated, but it didn't break down below the key reaction low at 14,700 area, and it's recovered strongly. It is now pushing through the resistance 15,300, so that's important, gaining a basis of support there. RSI back above 50, but at the moment it's still on recovery mode, but it needs to get back above, in my opinion, 15,530, 15,565. You can see that on the 4-hour chart. One more level out. You can see that it's actually testing old key sort of pivot area at the moment. It needs to get back above that top of that 15,400, and then you can open 15,530. But you've got the positive look through the 4-hour RSI, so that's encouraging, but we need to still see this continuing. Nice basis of support there at 15,170. So that's a nice higher low that you've got there, but it needs to continue to move higher through that 15,530 level. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it informative for your trading. Join me again on Wednesday, where we'll be looking at how these markets are developing through the week. So I'll leave you with the INFINOX support and resistance table, and I'll speak to you then. Thank you very much.